only place in the world you'll see these two squaring up to each other. The Type UK Subaru Impreza STI and the Mitsubishi EvoVIII. They're the latest in the line from these arch rivals, each with their own new set of tiny developments to try to outsmart the other.
But this time there's one major development too, a price cut. Both cars are about £3,000 cheaper than their predecessors, which is like having a year's worth of tyres, insurance and fuel for free. But are they hits or are they misses? We'll thoroughly spank each car and at the end ask you to ring a number to vote for your favourite. And if you answer a simple question, you can have the chance of a driving day with a victorious car. Let the campaigning begin.
Styling first. Now, these are not handsome cars. They are not a deft flick of a designer's pen. Let's face it, they're ugly. But because they're plastered in designer labels, they send out all the right signals. Which would you rather look at on your driveway?
You can spot the EvoVIII by this new carbon fibre spoiler, techie lights and 17-inch alloys, and come up the front, hurry up, a sharper nose. It's a cleaner, simpler looking Evo.
The Impreza, meanwhile, has beefed up. They've muscled out the wings, changed the power bulge for a post box, and replaced those ridiculously ugly front headlamps with slightly less ugly ones. The Impreza's interior is very good, though, from the racy pedals to clear dials and a generally solid feel, while the Evo is a much more drab affair, boring pedals, cramped instruments and trim that's just too easy to pull apart.
But then the most important bit is under here. This is the top-of-the-range FQ300. It's basically a standard EvoVIII with more power added after registration to sidestep emissions regulations.
This is the top-of-the-range STI PPP, or ProDrive Performance Pack, which again adds more power after registration to sidestep those regulations. Both cars are four-wheel drive and both have 2-litre four-cylinder turbocharged engines. But the similarities end there.
Welcome to Fact Pack, Top Trumps. Power.
301. You?
301. Torque.
299.
300, yes! By one, I beat you by one. 0 to 60.
4.6 seconds. You?
It only says 0 to 62 and it says 4.9 seconds estimate. So I'd call that a draw. MPG.
Doesn't matter.
Oh no, you're right.
Top speed though, it says here in excess of 155.
I'm limited to 157.
So no winner there then.
No. Alright then, the big one. Price.
27 grand.
29.
So that'll be an extra £2,000 for me to play with.
Which you will spend on me, because you love me.
If you could beat me and my Impreza first. From the driver's point of view, little has really changed with the Impreza. Got the same great driving position, but I can do without this pink lettering on the steering wheel. But it's still got fabulous, Vicky, fade-free brakes, and this great 6-speed gearbox, which is so enjoyable to use. Handling-wise, again, like the previous STI, it's got diffs at the front and rear, but although that does pull the nose in a bit better than it used to, it's still more understeer than you'd want it to. The Impreza, Vicky. I'll sort her out. Well, what I was trying to say before Vicky rudely interrupted was that the nose still seems to wash out in the corners, while the Evo bites into the turn and lifts a wheel, whereas the STI runs wide. But there is, of course, one way to get rid of the understeer, and that's to give it a bit of the old rally driver's flick. I just can't resist it. 100 miles an hour, and a little bit of a slide. And just to prove it wasn't a fluke, here we go again.
Right, my turn, and the Evo. This new 6-speed gearbox isn't quite to my liking. You don't really know where you are with it, and when you need to change down quickly when we're coming into this corner, You're not quite sure if it's gone into gear or not, and the brakes, which are a bit wooden to start with, heat up when you've done a couple of laps and just sort of fade away, really.
Luckily, though, the handling more than makes up for it, thanks to some rather clever differential technology.
This car has got super active yaw control and an active centre diff, which means basically it can do this.
Tail-happy cornering thanks to computers that split the torque between the rear wheels to minimise understeer. Grab it by the scruff of the neck and its opposite lock for fun.
Now, while we have our little dogfight to decide who's buying dinner, you should be deciding which car to vote for. We like the Subaru's brakes, gearbox, interior and price, but we love the Mitsubishi's looks and handling. So, what